Hello everybody, I'm going to give you a little video cast. The freelance teacher coming to you from my soundproof studio as always. Only top level audio quality for my legions of fans. Only the best. I have to stay consistent. But I want to talk to you a little bit today about the mayoral election. I live in New York City. I live in the Bronx. And I want to talk to you about the mayoral election that just happened. The mayor, the current mayor, and now still current mayor, a guy whose second name is Bill DiBlasio, won the election. He's a Democratic mayor, and it is one of those cases where when you analyze what happened, it's something of a lens into what's going on today in the United States. I think I can say the United States. I can definitely say in the tri-state area. And without a doubt, New York City. But I think this is more of a national trend from what I can tell in terms of what's going on politically. And what I mean is a couple of things. I mean, it's the first time a Democratic mayor has won a second term since Ed Koch in the early 1980s. I was little then. I was in grade school. And you hadn't had a Democratic mayor win twice. And I don't know about Bloomberg, who was a Republican, and then he was an independent. He was really a billionaire busybody who wanted to make sure that nobody drank too much soda. Right? Wanted to take more guns away from people. How you do that in New York City, I don't know. There's already strict gun laws. And he didn't want anyone to drink gigantic cups of soda because don't you know it's unhealthy. So, and people don't know what to do themselves, so they need Michael Bloomberg and New York City government to tell them how much soda they can drink. This will be Bloomberg's legacy. He's the soda mayor. So, but his bank account is a lot bigger than mine, so he can kind of do whatever he wants with his time and stuff, but that's how that's going to go down. You should know, by the way, that 7-Eleven was exempt from Bloomberg's soda ban. Right? 7-Eleven is a gigantic, mega conglomerate corporation, and they were going to be exempt. They were going to be immune from prosecution. Weird. Seeing that, where do you go to buy a 90-ounce cup of soda but 7-Eleven? And there was even one, I think it was 92nd in Amsterdam or 91st in Amsterdam, but 7-Eleven, right? No gas station there, no nothing, just a 7-Eleven on the corner selling, hot dogs and soda. Anyway, those were the Bloomberg years. And now the DiBlasio years, it's now the beginning of his second term. And he won the vote. Over 700,000 people voted for him. Over 300,000 people voted for the woman Republican candidate. That's who I voted for. I'm all for women. I like women's rights. And I thought I was joining the feminists in voting for the woman, but I guess it didn't work out that way. And then Bo Dietl and someone else got 10,000 votes each. So this is kind of what I'm talking to you about today. First of all, you have Warren Wilhelm, right? You got Bill DiBlasio, whose original name was not Bill DiBlasio. He changed it. You have a wealthy white dude from Cambridge, Massachusetts, and he changes his name to Bill DiBlasio and runs as a Democrat and is now mayor of New York City. Now, say what you want about someone like Giuliani or Ed Koch or some of these people. At least they're New York City people. At least they're generally New York City types, either lived there a long time or were born there. And so this guy comes in, and it's so strange, right? Like you have in the media and you have in academia, many people in those institutions have an axe to grind against white males. And here you have Bill DiBlasio winning the mayoralship of New York City, a city of 8 million people. And I mean, I didn't go digging for articles, but where was the article saying, oh great, here we got another white dude as mayor of New York City? Did you see an article or a tweet like that? I didn't. I pay attention. It's just strange to me how, like, oh, great, another white guy doing this. I'm talking academia. Let's not get it twisted. I'm talking about academia and mainstream media, which are twisted, vile institutions in what they're doing current day. I'm not talking about regular people. None of this stuff comes up at my job, right? The stuff in media and academia at the college level does not come up at my workplace. The irony of that is simply off the charts. But we've got bigger fish to fry, right? We have a lot of violence. We have young people who have low academic skills. We've got work to do. So we're not worried about the patriarchy at our job. No one's worried about the patriarchy. We're worried about trying to get things quiet in the hallway and make sure that teenagers can read at their appropriate grade level. All right, so that rant is over. So this guy DiBlasio wins, and not a peep, right? Here, bang, here we go. He's mayor, and I guess if you're a Democratic mayor in a Democratic stronghold, nobody says anything like that. Woman finished second, Republican. I didn't know much about her. I just know Bill DiBlasio seems to be doing whatever his biggest donors ask him to do. And those aren't my words, actually, in the DiBlasio legacy. There's a lesbian couple lives near me. Our children are friends. These two women have a daughter, and great people. We don't see politically eye to eye, but they're just regular folks, right? I really enjoy regular folks. Regular people are great. They're obviously politically way different than I am. And they don't like DiBlasio. Now think about that. You could understand someone like me not liking DiBlasio. Libertarian loon, right? The idea of anarchy, this idea of having no rulers, not having no rules, right? Anarchy does not mean a rule-free, crazy, mad society. Anarchy is no rulers. And regular people police themselves in groups, however they want to do it. It's their choice, up to them, not the ruler's choice. So libertarian, somewhat conservative, anarchist, weirdo, free market capitalist, nut job. That's me. Okay, you can understand me not liking DiBlasio. But for these people, these two ladies just destroy DiBlasio. They understand he's a tool of the moneyed interests. He says talks a good game, doesn't really do anything productive. I think it was an animal treatment group gave him a lot of money. So the first thing he did in his first term was start talking about how to get rid of the horses that pull carriages through Central Park because the horses weren't treated right. Right? This is an issue in New York City, really? So, but apparently, like that group had him on his payroll, so he just performed for them like a trained puppet, like a sock puppet. So apparently DiBlasio is this way through and through. So this couple, these two women, they say things about DiBlasio that I wouldn't say. Like they cut down to the white meat. And it goes to show you that when you have aware, regular citizenry who pay attention, they have a good judgment as to who's steering the ship correctly, who's doing things that might be beneficial, who's using the power of government for good. And so DiBlasio in a city of 8 million gets 700,000 votes. Now I want you to think about that for a minute. Let's say half of the city, it's probably more, but let's say half of the city is eligible to vote. That would be 4 million. 700,000 people voted for Bill DiBlasio. Right? That's well under 20%. 4 million, that would be 400,000 would be 10%, 800,000, 20%. Under 20% of the city voted for this guy. And he's the mayor. Now, that's not DiBlasio's doing. That's people not voting. And the ones that did vote just reflexively flip Democrat. They're not even thinking about it. A Democratic, liberal, lesbian couple, great people, nothing good to say about this guy, right? Wanted him to vanish. Did anyone else pay attention to what was going on? Does anyone else know the issues? Was the Republican candidate even viable? I have to admit, I didn't necessarily go dig in this lady's background. Why? Because I know how that election is going to turn out. There was no debate about DiBlasio winning the election in New York City. People just blindly go and flip the lever for their team in the same way that if you were to go to a Yankees-Red Sox game and take a poll as to who is rooting for which team in Yankee Stadium, it's going to be 97%. Hey, we're Yankee fans. Yeah, we know Yankee fans, right? Do you have anything good to say about the Red Sox? No. Are they a better team? No. Right? Facts would not come into this equation at all. Yankees could be in dead last and Red Sox in first. Hey, you're a Yankee fan? Yes. Are the Yankees better? Yes. I mean, it's completely thoughtless, completely thoughtless partisan cheerleading is really all it is. And that's a damn shame. That's really terrible. That's the state of affairs now. And I think it's getting worse. I think to some degree what you've got, I mean, I don't know, around the edges, I hate to be pessimistic, but all I see from too many people, both in my circle and on social media, you see columnists and you see pundits and you see this stuff. It's my team is the right team, and kind of no matter what the deal is, I'm gonna push that team. Let me give you one last example about the unthinking American. I have a friend on social media, very smart, really, really bright. And there are a rash of sexual assault allegations, groping, rape charges, some pedophilia talk, chatter, fringe babble on the dark web, right? Lots of stuff coming out in Hollywood and mainstream media. Everyone from Harvey Weinstein to the big shots at NPR, right? Being disrespectful to women. This person posts only on people connected to the Republican Party who have been accused. Forget about if there are any charges or if there's any proof. Just if they've been accused. And goes off the rails like these sick Republicans. Can you believe this? There's a guy named Roy Moore. I don't know much about him, but he's running for office down south. And the establishment obviously doesn't like him because now, after decades, they're saying that he is a guy who goes after teenage girls. Now, there are no charges. I don't know if there's proof or not. I just see what the media is doing, and it's pretty obvious that they don't want him in the club of top flight national level Republicans or national level people in control. I don't think the fact that he's a Republican is the problem. I don't think he's part of the GOP establishment. But anyway, this guy is bright. This dude is smart, and he's in finance. I'm sure he makes a killing. And Roy Moore, Republicans, look at these sick people, right? Can you believe these guys? And even wrote in a post, can we stop talking about Harvey Weinstein? Take a look at this. It was a sight to behold. It was something that I'll never forget. To kind of, I got to remind myself sometimes. People are not logical. They really are run by emotions. And if your thing is the Democrats are really good and the Republicans are really bad, no amount of logic or evidence is going to change that. Or vice versa. If you're a blue-blooded, dyed-in-the-wool Republican, man, those Democrats are just evil wackos and nothing much else to discuss, right? They're just sickos. So I just want to leave you with that. I need you to know, and I talk a lot about this with high school students. I think it's valuable for you to realize, especially if you're a logical person, if you are driven by logic, reason, and evidence, you're going to struggle. I've said this to you before. But you're really going to struggle if that's how you think other people are going to react. They're not. They're not. Because some people have to either be hardwired to be logical or they have to practice. And nobody's practicing. And the mayoral election and the nonsense you see on social media is all the proof you need. So that's our talk today. Thefreelanceteacher.com, tfttravelgroup.com. You can follow me here on YouTube. Or actually have Freelance Teacher on Twitter. All right. Talk to you later. Hope everything's going well. See you next time.